Husky fans, welcome into another season of NIU Weekly Virtual Edition. As we start off this fall of 2020, welcome in. I'm Andy Garcia alongside the Associate Vice President and Director of Athletics at NIU, Sean T. Frazier. And Sean, it's good to see you again. And we're going to call this year 8. I think this is like year 14 overall for me in the show. But you and me, season 8, it's great to be back with you. And I know we've been doing some of these since April, but we wanted to get back going in the fall like we would have been on the radio, but we're going to go virtual again on YouTube and be able to see it on the YouTube channel for NIU Athletics. And, just got to keep moving on. And I hope everything's good with you and the family. And I know there's just a lot going on. I know you still have a lot on your plate, but at least we could get together and at least kind of update the fans on what's going on.
No question. It's been a joy, Andy, to have you here. And year 8, time flies when you're having fun. There's no question about it. Challenging times, tough times, actually. We're still surviving, social distancing, making sure that we can flatten the curve and keep everybody healthy. So, and it's extremely busy despite not having fall sports. But just some good momentum and some of the good things that are happening behind the scenes. Hopefully, we can talk about them today.
What have you been up to as of late? Has it been talking to coaches, talking to other people around the country? What's been on your plate as of late?
Yeah, people don't know. It's the preparation now since we announced our postponement has been pretty significant. Obviously we've had the bubble that we had with some of our fall sports and winter sports back on campus. That was one thing, but then we welcome back all of the general student population, and then we have our mix from remote to in-person instruction, and then we're dealing with some of the typical COVID-19. Now I'm saying it's typical because it's been something that we've been dealing with for quite some time now. So we're dealing with that, with the introduction of new Huskies to campus, and then we're in this preparation of fall to spring. So we'll have the traditional spring sports, and then we're prepping for our fall programs to participate in the spring. So you can imagine that that's a little bit a crazy time. And then we've got our winter sports that we still are waiting for some final answers and to see exactly when they will start back up and the transition back into that process. So as you can imagine, we're a bit on a proverbial roller skate, so to speak, that's going on. And one of the things I didn't mention to you, with all that having been said, over the summertime, we had moved. Me and my wife had built a house here in Sycamore, and we transitioned into that. On top of everything that was going on with COVID, we had moved into a new residence and going through the process of our own life issues. So I share that with Husky Nation to know that nothing really has stopped the organized chaos that's currently going on right now.
Well, I appreciate the basement that you've given me. It's my own room down in the new house. I mean, it's perfect. I'm not in there now, but anytime I need to be in Camp Sycamore, I appreciate the bed.
You're welcome. We have a lot of stuff going on, and we just decided to throw some more on the plate, so to speak. So it is what it is.
So we knew a lot of student athletes, basketball and football, have been on campus for a little bit, but as you mentioned, all student athletes, along with the general population, are back. What have been some of the meetings you've had with student athletes that you haven't seen or talked to in a while and been able to at least chat with them?
Yeah, that's been daily communication, sometimes weekly, depending on the scenario, right? So I have a captain's council really lean on that group. Obviously, our student athlete advisory committee really lean on that group. And then, having individual meetings with certain sport programs based on the impact of the decisions, both at the conference level, campus level, NCAA level. So it's ongoing conversations that we need to have, some face-to-face, some through this virtual platform. But again, just making sure we have the do's, the don'ts, the cautiousness, everything from the health and safety side. So yeah, it's a lot, and it's definitely a lot for our young people as they've kind of transitioned into this COVID world. And then obviously the social distancing one side, but also the social justice issues that are going on across our country. So we're just throwing a lot out there, and we're dealing with one kind of organized chaos after the other, I could say. But it's a lot of conversation. I'm really humbled to have a great staff and students that understand and that are passionate about all things being NIU. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on right now. Definitely, we're not having our feet in one area and letting grass grow underneath it. It's been ongoing, no question about it.
And then up till last Friday, all the teams were up there practicing, doing the protocols. But then due to an increased number of cases in the county, I know the university had to put a halt to that, to group gatherings. And for the next 2 weeks, no practices, all classes now online as well. And we're hoping, this is just part of 2020, that this is just one of those situations that in 2 weeks, everything can go back to what our normal is right now, which would be teams going back to practice.
Yeah, and that's the part of that, ebb and flow, that fluid situation that I'm quite sure people are tired of hearing about. But the reality is that, general population students have come back to campus. There's been some things going on a social basis that have, to some degree, might have compromised certain level of safety that we need to pay attention to. And because of that, we had some uptick in our leadership from both the DeKalb Health Department as well as our president, administrators. And again, we're trying to control this virus. And the only way we can do that is practice safety and social distance and wearing your mask. So these are all things that we have to contend to. And it then affects us as an operation, because then we have to shut down to a certain degree, make sure that we go through, follow the protocols, and then get ramped back up. But all of this is to make sure that we remain safe in the different environment that we interact with everyone in Husky Nation.
Again, this is NIU Weekly. Andy Garcia alongside Sean T. Frazier. And again, we're going to be joined by coaches again each show. And today is going to be head football coach Thomas Hammock. He's going to join us in a couple minutes, just a couple more minutes with Sean T. Frazier here. And let's talk more about happier things. We're looking forward to spring for football, men's and women's soccer and volleyball, but also let's start talking a little bit about basketball. And last week, NIU announced the MAC part of the schedules for both men's and women's basketball. And season tickets are on sale now for basketball, and you can check out the information at NIUHuskies.com. But I know, we know the conference part of the schedule for basketball. Can we anticipate right now at this point, Sean, maybe some non-conference games?
Yeah, I think that, the basketball committee at the NCAA has really pressed us to make sure that that's a part of the important part of reviewing overall scheduling to be able to get to the tournament. So we want to make sure we play those non-conference matchups. We just don't know exactly when the exact start date is going to happen. But we wanted to make sure we got our conference slate out there to at least get our season ticket member base to understand that, we anticipate that we're going to be moving forward. We're hoping that COVID and restrictions play nice, so to speak. But yeah, we're hopeful that a non-conference slate can be put together and that we can honor what we currently put together moving forward. So it's all a bit of a fluid environment. We have to stay nimble about it and hope for the best.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to broadcasting some games. I'm excited. So hopefully, as you said, hopefully the news can be good as we move forward. Another great thing that I just saw that's coming out, fun way for fans to get involved next month with the Huskies Invest virtual golf outing. Basically, you register for $45. Get the link at huskyathleticfund.com. You can play either with a foursome in a scramble format, or turn in your own 18-hole score. Just like a tournament, there are mulligans available, special prizes for longest drive and closest to the tee, as well as prizes for the winning team. And now you have to pay your green fees at the course of your choice along with the registration. But check it out. Rounds can be played between September 25th through October 10th. So it's a virtual golf outing. Everything's virtual, Sean, right? So we're just trying to get involved and have some fun activities. And a virtual golf tournament is a great way to do that.
Yeah, it's another way of engagement, right? Have some fun with it. No putt-putt here. No putt-putt. That's something that I would do. But at the same time, this engagement, it gives us a chance to be able to continue that level of support that we're looking for. Our donor supporters, our fan base have been fantastic with again, supporting our student athletes, our coaches, our program. And this is another way that HAF and our fundraising group come up with different ideas to just understand that, hey, any way that you can support NIU and NIU athletics, we deeply appreciate that.
Again, so it's huge. You talked about season tickets and the donations. It's critical, and this is part of it. The Huskies and Best virtual golf outing. For more information, huskyathleticfund.com, and be part of the virtual golf tournament. All right, enough of me and you. Let's bring in head coach Thomas Hammock and see what he's up to. And, I'm excited to see what's been going on for him and his team as he joins us now at NIU Huskies. And, Coach, it's great to be with you. And, man, I miss you. I wish we were out there, hopefully soon. But we want to check up with you. And I know you've gone through workouts and walkthroughs and virtual meetings. And I also know you're a member of the MAC football working group. And I know you can't give out a lot of the secrets, but would love to hear how the experience has been for that. And, again, let's just talk about the team and what you've been able to do as a squad.
Well, I think, first and foremost, I think, we are certainly working extremely hard right now. And I think one thing this time has taught us is you have to be able to make plans. You have to be able to adjust those plans and continue to move forward. And I just like the way my coaching staff, our players have embraced the environment. They've been working extremely, extremely hard from all the way since, June 15th when they started voluntary workouts to July to enhance training. We were able to get a little bit of training camp in before, things got shut down. And then now we are in a time where we have about 12 hours of care that we've been utilizing in the weight room, skill development, and then meetings. So, we've been busy trying to get our team prepared to play the best possible football we can play in the spring. And I'm on that committee. And the one thing I can say is that, it's exciting to have an opportunity to play first and foremost. But the plan that the MAC is working on and our committee is working on gives the kids a great opportunity to, number one, be able to showcase their abilities. I mean, when you look at it, you have a potential for every game being on national TV. And that's definitely something that we can sell. And to be able to get recruits on campus, it's just exciting for me. And to me, we're approaching it the right way. We got a young football team. We've been developing these guys over the last couple months. And I think these guys will be excited to play when the opportunity presents itself.
Sean?
Yeah, Coach, take us through that. That obviously don't give away any pertinent secrets at this particular point. But, maybe you could share a little bit about the sentiment of the other coaches, your other coaches, your other colleagues that are going through what we're going through, just the overall vibe, maybe some thought process of what's been the chatter relative to keeping up the morale, the overall vision moving forward with the spring. Maybe some points, high level points that can give our fan base a bit of an understanding about the whole psyche of the head football coaches in the MAC.
Well, I think first and foremost, I think the health and safety of our student athletes is the most important thing. And I think that the MAC, NIU, I think everybody involved made the right decision. I think obviously you see there are conferences still playing, and I think there's some mixed feelings in regards to that. But also you see a lot of postponements, a lot of kids opting out, a lot of kids, coming up with COVID and all those things that's involved. But first, I think we made the right decision to back things up, to gain further information. The coaches that I'm working with, we're excited. You have an opportunity to play a MAC championship game, a potential bowl game, possibly down the road. I think gives our seniors an opportunity to play their best football, potentially their last season of football. I also think what the NCAA did as far as freezing eligibility, give kids an option. If you go out there and you play the type of football that you feel good about, you can graduate and move on. If you don't, you have an opportunity to come back. And, being able to manage those dynamics, manage our roster is exciting for us because I think we have a lot of young talent, but we do have some veterans that can lead these guys in the right direction. And we're excited. And what I told them is you have an opportunity that people have never had before. You have an opportunity to win 2 conference championships in 1 year. And certainly that's something that we're going to sell, and I think our kids are rallying behind.
This is NIU Weekly, the season premiere. Andy Garcia alongside Sean T. Frazier and the Huskies head football coach Thomas Hammock. And Coach, you have a lot of youth newcomers coming into this program. How have they adapted to getting used to your program, and how have they been so far?
Yeah, I think, I'm really trying to contain my excitement. But what I can tell you is these guys have come in here and checked every box. And it's always interesting, right? If somebody hasn't played, they say, well, he hasn't played yet. But what you can do is assess where they are and what they've done to this point compared to people that you've had in the past. And as a group, I think these guys have come in here and worked extremely hard. They've come in here with the expectation that they want to compete. They don't want anything given to them, and they're looking for opportunities to get better. I mean, these guys have a thirst for improvement. Coach, what can I do better? What do you see? They want constant feedback, which is fun. It energizes you. It energizes your team that everybody's competing. I can give you a couple scenarios. We go, out to practice or on the field, and a guy may get nicked, and they realize I don't want to give somebody else opportunities to get reps, to get evaluated. And so we have a very competitive roster right now, top to bottom. Guys are fighting hard and coachable and bring energy. I mean, you watch these college football games, no people in the stands. We talking about you have to create your own energy. And when you have youth and they don't have scars and they don't know any better, they're the same people every day. And so for us as a coaching staff, we got to keep pushing them and developing them. But what you're going to see is you're going to see an athletic football team that's going to be hungry to play.
Sean?
Yeah, it's interesting. You had mentioned that whole fan piece of it, and it's definitely a sterileness to some of the games that are on right now because people are observing social distancing and the like, and definitely appreciate that. Just from your perspective, from your staff, what's going through the staff's mind right now as they try to pivot and adjust and getting ready for the spring? Maybe bring us into your meetings as you're talking through with your staff.
Yeah, I think, for us, we are in the research phase. Why are some teams playing well and some teams not? We're researching the NFL. We have an opportunity. We're using a PFF, which is a information and video program where we get all the film from the NFL. We get all the film from college, and we've been breaking it down by offense, defense, special teams, and by situations. So we want to make sure that we can be situational excellence in the spring. And what we talked about as a staff is this is going to be like the Kentucky Derby. You got to get out the gates fast, and we can gain momentum by the way we play and the energy that we play with, and with the guys that we have, and then we can continue that momentum into the fall of 21. And so what a great opportunity that we have as a staff. And we've been watching games, texting, group me's about situations that come up in different games that can help us learn the game better and give our kids a better opportunity to be successful.
I know you guys have been practicing right now after what happened on Friday, the 2-week slowdown now where you're not able to practice. Moving forward, what does your fall look like? Is it more like a spring practice type of schedule?
Yes, I mean, we in the final phases of being able to put a fall ball schedule together, and what that's going to look like as far as practices. It look like we're going to have 15 practices. I think the most important thing is, being able to have the contact that you need to get ready, but understanding that you're about to play a spring season and a fall season. So we're putting a comprehensive plan together as far as what that looks like. Some days you may only be allowed to put on helmets. Some days you may be allowed to put on helmets and spiders, half pack, or shells as they like to call it. And then full contact practices. So, I'm excited. I think on the 16th, the NCAA Oversight Committee will vote on that. And I think that for us to have an opportunity to get out there and practice and get the type of competitive reps that we need to get ready for a season is something that we're looking forward to.
With the younger squad, you've talked about how they can be motivated, but how tough has it been to motivate a team when you have to wait a little bit longer to play?
I think for us, they just wanted to know that we're going to have an opportunity to play. And me and Coach Frazier had a chance to speak to the team a while back and said we are going to play. And once they knew we were playing, then it was just a matter of, okay, what are the things that we need to do to get ready? And for us as a coaching staff, I think for us, we want to keep football fresh. We don't want to wear them down and just practice, knowing that you have an extended amount of time to get ready for the season. So we've done some different things. We've broken our team into 4 different groups. We got a black group, a cardinal group, a developmental group, and a special teams group. And then we kind of rotate different things that we want to get done throughout the course of the week, the month, up until we get ready to play. Where you can keep it fresh in their minds. They don't get bogged down by the monotony, and keep it exciting. And that's what we want to do. We want to be peaking at the right time, and that time looks like it's going to be, February 13th. Around that time, we'll be trying to peak as a football team.
And Sean, we've not been through this, right? And Coach Hammock hasn't been able, gone through anything like this. But it just seems like the team is moving on. There's motivation, and you've been around this team as well, Sean, and I'm sure you've seen that as well.
Yeah, it's no question. It's a bunch of peaks and valleys as far as preparation is concerned. And kudos to the staff, Coach Hammock, and just everyone around the program and keeping the faith. This is where, you definitely have to make sure that everyone's on board and we don't have divergent viewpoints. People who are quite frankly flinching when it comes to some of this adversity. I think that quite frankly now it's really about testing the resolve. I really like these seniors. I've been with them throughout their entire career. I also like the staff, the way that they continue to keep the morale going. And obviously I love myself some Coach Hammock, you know what I'm saying? Because he's got blood in the bricks. So I don't have to test his support for this program because he is this program. He's molded by this program. So those are all, quite frankly, critical factors to deal with this adversity, because this is significant adversity and it's trying, especially for our young people and our staff.
Yeah, if I can, I want to go back to the MAC football working group a little bit. You gave us a little bit of nuggets already, talking that there will be a MAC championship in some way. Sounds good. I like hearing that. Hopefully we're playing inside. That would help me a little bit. I don't want to – the sidelines are a little cold, Coach. Okay, but I'm sure you guys are working on that as well. Any other little tidbits that you can at least wet the whistle of the fans out there that just want MAC football? Plain and simple.
Yeah, I think, the group is working on a set number of games that can be able to rightfully crown a MAC champion. And I think that's something that's important. Some coaches want it less. Some coaches want 12 games. Obviously, that's not possible. But I think they came up with the right number of games to, number one, keep our kids engaged and to make it competitive and have the type of competitive balance that you look for in a conference. And the other thing that's exciting is the TV opportunity. I think there's a lot of traction there as far as getting the MAC on TV in the spring. I think there's a lot of excitement there. And I think with the way the schedule is going to lay out, there's some flexibility to play some weekend games and to still get some action games, knowing that there's a bunch of other events going on in the spring as well.
We talked about it. It's going to be a fun spring part of the schedule because we're going to have a lot of basketball and football and different activities. I do like hearing a little bit about MACtion, and I like hearing about the TV. I think every fan wants to have an opportunity to see their team out there and still crown a champion. I think that's great to hear. And Sean and Coach, I'll kind of let you have final words with Coach and just the message to Husky football fans. I'll start with you, Coach, and just your thoughts. I mean, it's frustrating, right? We all want to be out there watching practice. I want to be out in the fields on Saturday and watching you guys play. But what would you say to the Husky football fans that are just hungry to see you and hear you guys play?
Yeah, I think they have a lot to be excited about. They don't have an opportunity to see what I see every day. And, like I said, I'm trying to contain my excitement because the first thing, I think people will say is you haven't played. But what I can tell you is these young men are checking off the boxes. They're checking off the boxes academically. They're checking off the boxes socially. And they're checking off the boxes athletically. And I think that gives you a chance to be able to be the type of team that you want to be. And we couldn't be more excited. We couldn't be more fired up. I think our staff has done a great job. I think the strength and conditioning has done a great job. I think the trainers have done a great job managing all these situations, our equipment people, keeping things clean, washing things off, making sure that our student athletes are safe, are everything that, there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle. And a lot of people are working diligently to make sure that we can have a safe football season when the time comes.
Sean, I know we're all excited to see Coach Hammock back on the sidelines and see this football team.
Yeah, it's no question. I think he pretty much said it all right there. I think that people are going to be really, really excited by this team. They've gotten it done academically. They're going to get it done athletically. And I think that's the overall, the reset of this is really going to help us. It really lends to our overall growth and development, understanding that we've made several changes, some great changes when Coach Hammock coming on board with the staff. So this gives us a chance to fine-tune those skills, understanding the playbook, understanding the expectation, understanding that all the different processes that have to go into place. So I think this really lends really well into our overall plan for the future. So I'm excited about it, and it's going to be good. It's going to be great.
Coach, I appreciate the time. I look forward to seeing you soon, and hopefully we can catch up. But hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll see you back out there practicing and getting ready for a spring schedule.
Go Huskies.
Go Huskies. Yeah. Thanks, Coach. That was Huskies head football coach Thomas Hammock. And Sean, we're going to have more coaches coming up just like we normally would on the radio for NIU Weekly, but we're doing to do it virtual style here on the YouTube channel, and hopefully hear from more coaches and see how they're going along with what we're going on in 2020. As we wrap things up, Sean, I appreciate the information and hearing from Coach Hammock about what that MAC football working group is going through. That's really good news. And again, we want to just see some sports, and hopefully we'll see it soon. And again, you can see this NIU Weekly on the NIU Athletics YouTube channel. Hopefully you'll see more videos come out, but we want to get back in front of the people, and we know there's some games going on, and we hope in the spring we'll see MAC football back, and before that, see what happens with basketball season tickets, get on that, and just some information that we hope the fans at least yearning for sports, hopefully keep them entertained, but also up to date on what's going on.
Yeah, it's no question. This is time to be able to get the good news out, and also to the progress that's currently happening. The people across Husky Nation have been asking, okay, what's going on with the fall sports? What's happening with the winter sports? Are we going to have a traditional spring sport? These are really good, legitimate questions. And, the good news is that we're going to be fast and furious as we kind of go into winter. When we hit that winter startup, we're going to have double spring sports. We're going to have overlap with winter. And, we don't have all the particular pieces ironed out. It will be a truncated, kind of shorter season for the fall sports that are now competing in the spring. But you know what? It's going to be a lot of Husky athletics. And we definitely want our supporters to come out and support. And we'll make sure that we get all those little differences about the schedules and all that back out to you as soon as possible.
Sean, I appreciate the time. And again, look forward to the next NIU Weekly. And hopefully everybody has fun listening to this, watching this, and hopefully have one soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk soon.
I appreciate it, Andy. Thank you very much. You stay safe.
Yep. For Sean T. Frazier, I'm Andy Garcia. Thank you for watching the virtual edition of NIU Weekly. We'll see you soon. Go Huskies.